Santiago had 21 against us. You heard Coach Snyder say bowling 14 and Herb 12. And just the last game here, or just a while back against Minneapolis, bowling went off for 29 and Santiago 19. So they've got, just kind of like in the girls' game, they've got some weapons that they can shoot with, and Vikings are going to have to be really careful tonight and play good defense.
Yeah, they're going to have to get on them, get a hand in their face when they're starting to shoot. Don't let them get any easy shots, and take care of the ball and work the ball ourselves and get it in the hoop, work it inside, and maybe try and get some of them in foul trouble.
Yeah, they'll have some size advantage, so we hope that'll pay dividends for them. And in the early game tonight, the Viking girls went down to defeat 26-20 to Halstead, so they unable to get the victory here at home, a game they won down at Halstead also back in January. And on the other front, it's homecoming night, and the couple of, I'll get the right names here for us. Tara Gladding was the queen, and Spencer Yenny was the king tonight. So congratulations to them for their efforts tonight, and it's always a special memory and photo ops for everybody involved.
Yep, and like you say, a memorable night, something that will stick with them for years and years to come.
No question about that. Vikings' rest of the schedule finds the Vikings at home again on Tuesday night against Hillsboro. Hillsboro girls, I just got a text from our buddy Jared up at the station and said Hillsboro beat Lions 63-38. So Hillsboro, a very good team. They got tripped up by Sterling the other night, so they had their first
if you want some
loss of the year, and they were able to come away with a victory. And Vikings then are on next Friday, a week from tonight. They're on the road at Kingman, and then Lions is at home, Heston is at home, and then they finish up the regular season on the road at Sterling. So we got 5 more games in the regular season, plus the start of the postseason after that. So that's kind of how the season's beginning to wind down just a little bit.
Yeah, what the guys need to, both guys and girls, once the season's over, they need to really start working now hard and getting their games together. And the girls, I thought, were really turning things around. Had a little problems tonight for a while, but then they came back. Almost got the victory, down by 4. And the boys are coming off a victory, and hopefully they got things turned around and will be able to score and beat Halstead.
Yeah, they will. We're going to have a national anthem here by the Smoky Valley Madrigals, of which Britton Hawk and Alex Snyder are members, plus the queen, Tara Gladding, also in that group. So we'll have that national anthem for you. So we'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and the tip-off of tonight's game. You're listening to Smoky Valley Basketball. Back right after this.
This Smoky Valley broadcast is made possible.
I got some more in front of me.
Okay, text them to me.
What was that?
Text them to me.
Okay.
Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics. Want to impress that special lady in your life this Valentine's Day? Then make your reservations today for a romantic Valentine's Day dinner for 2 at Martinelli's Little Italy in Salina. Enjoy one of Martinelli's amazing Italian appetizers. Follow that up with generous portions of chicken parmesan, hearty lasagna, stuffed ravioli, and much more. And no romantic dinner is complete without a delicious treat. Perhaps some of Martinelli's renowned cannoli. Call 826-9190 to reserve your Valentine's table at Martinelli's today. That's 826-9190. Thank you to our Smoky Valley sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Lindsborg Community Hospital, proud sponsor of Impact Concussion Testing for Smoky Valley athletes. Horizons Driving Academy, offering year-round classes. It's where the classroom meets the road. Thank you for supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings. Tax season is here, and Channel Ridge Auto Repair at 209 West Pacific, Salina wants you to remember them. They're ready to help ensure your car is being taken care of right. Channel Ridge Auto Repair, 209 West Pacific, Salina wants to get you in for your 25-point safety check. Once complete, Channel Ridge Auto Repair at 205 West Pacific, Salina will advise you of any services that you need to keep your vehicle running smoothly and help prevent major repair bills. Call Marvin at Channel Ridge Auto, 785-825-0844 to set your appointment today.
Your home for Smoky Valley basketball is 95.5 The Rock.
And we go right into starting lineups, Daryl. How about the visiting Dragons?
For Halstead, 00, Timothy Glasgow is a 5'10 senior. Number 3, Blake Bowling is a 6' senior. Number 20, Anthony Santiago is a 5'7 junior. Number 23, Elijah McKee is a 5'10 freshman. And number 35, Devin Herb is a 6'3 junior.
So for Coach Hoops and his Dragons, it'll be Glasgow, Bowling, Santiago, McKee, and Herb. And how about the Vikings?
For the Vikings, number 10, Andy Osner, a 6'6 senior. Number 13, Caleb Walton, a 5'11 senior. Number 21, Holden Hendricks, a 6'3 senior. Number 22, Britton Hawk, a 6'1 senior. And number 23, Alex Schneider, a 6'2 junior.
So for Coach Snyder, assisted by McClure and Hawk, he'll send out Osner, Walton, Hendricks, Hawk, and Snyder. Vikings in their white home uniforms, orange numerals, orange trimmed in black, and black and orange trim down the side. And Halstead in their road blue uniforms, white numerals, trimmed in black and white striping down the side. The Dragons and the Vikings here tonight, and we are ready for a great ball game. Hope it'll turn out to be better for the guys and the girls as they lost 26-20 here in the opener.
Well, I hope it isn't an overtime game, but I want the same results as the first meeting between these two.
No kidding. It'll be Holden Hendricks jumping against Devin Herb. Vikings will be going from our right to left, west to east. Tip controlled by the Vikings. Britton Hawk has it in the front court, and we are underway. Man-to-man defense by Halstead, and a reach-in and a tie-up by Bowling. Andy Osner holding the ball out there. Bowling just grabbed a hold of it and tied it up. Turnover that quick for the Vikings. That's not a good start.
Not at all.
And the Algo will bring it up court. Vikings go 1-3-1 zone defense right here to start with. Bowling on the dribble drive, baseline, it goes to Herb. Herb across court, back to Bowling, back to Santiago. Inside to Herb, got away with a travel, shot up and good. Devin Herb gets Halstead up by 2. 2-0 early going. Hendricks across the timeline over to Alex Snyder, far side baseline wing. Over to Caleb Walton. Boy, pressure all over the court by Halstead. Glasgow right in the face of Caleb Walton. Now Bowling a little bit away from Andy Osner. Boy, we got a mismatch there. Andy needs to get that ball down underneath. There's Holden Hendricks and a foul. And it'll be 2 shots coming up for Holden Hendricks. That's what the Vikings got to do a little more of, is get that ball inside with their size advantage here. Herb's oh, now he changed his mind. He said 2 shots.
That's what he said.
Instead of that, it is Vikings ball out of bounds. Here's Andy Osner in the lane. Floater, no. Rebound, Alex Snyder. Alex got it. Out to Britton Hawk it goes. They'll reset the offense to Osner between the circles. Osner against Bowling. Overside to Snyder. Baseline to Britton Hawk. Bowling with the steal again, but this time he gets reach in for the foul. And Bowling not happy with the official. Neither is the coach, but that won't matter. Bowling gets fouled, called for the foul. His first, team first.
His team second.
Oh, team second. Who was that first one on? There's Hendricks inside. Up and good. Holden Hendricks 4-2. And yeah, I forgot to write down who that first foul was. Who was that on, Daryl? Do you know?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Bowling with it. And Herb has it knocked away, and Walton knocks it out of bounds. It'll be stay with Halstead. Glasgow will put it in play for the Vikings. 2-0 here, or excuse me, 2-2 here, early going. Inside it goes to Glasgow, baseline to Herb, shot up, blocked by Holden Hendricks, and Halstead retains it. Back to Santiago, back around to McKee, back to McKee, back to Santiago. He's going to launch a 3-ball, no, rebound Andy Osner. Boy, double team as soon as the ball. Remember, we talked about that down there at their place. The minute the Vikings get a rebound, they got two guys that just latch onto him like crazy to try to get the steal. There's Holden Hendricks, 2 more for Holden. 4 Holden Hendricks, 2 Halstead. As we go early, 5:54 to go in the first quarter. Around it goes to Bowling. Bowling dribble drive, baseline floater, shot too strong, rebound, and Osner, and over the back is McKee. This group isn't going to let them get by with what they got by with down at Halstead. They attack the rebounder and try to get the steal, and they've picked up 3 fouls already. Get it into Caleb Walton. Caleb Walton gets it up to Osner. Osner underneath, and good for Andy Osner. Nice break in transition. 6 for Smoky Valley, 2 for Halstead. Bowling into Herb. Baseline shot. Glasgow. Glasgow hits his shot from the baseline. 4 Halstead, 6 Smoky Valley. Here's Holden Hendricks with it, looking for Hawk inside there. Not there. Off to Osner. Osner against Bowling. He's probably got an 8-inch height advantage. Osner off to Hendricks in the lane, shot up and no, rebound loose, picked up by Devin Herb, and here comes Halstead. Holden had a lot of contact on that shot, didn't go, and Halstead secured the rebound. Herb with it outside off to Bowling. Bowling Vikings are man-to-man this time. Herb outside the 3-point line, now drives in the lane, shot blocked by Hendricks. Herb gets his own rebound. Looked like he stepped out of bounds. He must have been really close, and there's a 3-second violation. Turnover, Halstead number 1.
Cole Norberg in, and Caleb Walton out.
Jonah McKee.
Jonah McKee in, Elijah McKee out.
The Vikings up 6-4, 4:44 to go here in the first quarter. Again, the Viking girls lost tonight, 26-20 in the first game. Vikings need to see if they can keep their win streak alive of 2 games. Almost a bad pass by Cole, but he saved it. Hendricks saved it off to Andy Osner, top of the key. Offense reacts, getting moving, trying to get open. Alex Snyder now inside to Hendricks. Ball loose, and Hendricks stops on the out-of-bounds line. Didn't get rid of the ball quick enough. He landed before he got up, and then he should have just tapped it over because Cole Norberg is wide open underneath there. Turnover number 2 on the Vikings. Herb has it top of the wing and knocked it off of Alex Snyder's leg out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons.
Christian Hansen in for the Vikings. Alex Snyder out.
We're in Lindsborg Smoky Valley Gym here tonight. Santiago gets it into Herb, off to Jonah McKee. McKee with the dribble. Vikings go zone this time. Santiago looked to trigger, didn't. Ball loose in the floor. Turnover picked up by Britton Hawk. Turnover number 2 on Halstead. Here comes Andy Osner in the front court, off to Cole Norberg. Glasgow all over him. Into Holden Hendricks again. Boy, the Vikings are having their way inside, which is exactly what they should do with their size advantage.
Yeah, getting the nice feeds into them.
8 Smoky Valley, 4 Halstead. Santiago with it, far side wing. And the Viking 2-3 zone into Jonah McKee and Glasgow, and he's got another basket. Tim Glasgow with 4. And he's got 4 of the Halstead Dragons 6. Halstead's going to go zone this time, it looks like. No, I think they're still man-to-man. They're really sagging in the middle. Norberg stepped out of bounds when he took off. Turnover, Vikings number 3.
Blake Beckett in for Halstead, and Joseph Stovall in. Glasgow out, and Bowling out.
Stovall and Beckett in. Stovall triggers it in to Santiago, and here comes the Dragons. This time the Vikings will go man-to-man over to Stovall. Stovall with the ball, guarded by Hawk, to Herb, top of the key. Herb to the elbow. Stovall, Jonah McKee. Good ball movement by the Dragons. Into Stovall, back to McKee. into Herb. Herb outside the zone. Now Santiago with it. Santiago on the drive. Santiago over to Jonah McKee. Good Viking defense here. Santiago 3, no. Rebound over the top is number 32, Beckett. And the Vikings, good positioning on the rebound by Holden Hendricks.
4 team fouls on Halstead, 0 on the Vikings.
That's his first and fourth.
Andy Osner with the ball across the timeline. 2:42 to go. 8 Vikings, 6 Halstead. They just need to keep going inside where they've gotten Holden Hendricks with 6 points. Andy Osner also a basket inside. Norberg, Osner around to Hansen. Baseline 2, Britton Hawk, his 15-footer short. Rebound too strong for Holden to grab. Stovall gets it, and here comes Santiago with the ball. Chance to tie or take a lead with a 3. McKee with it outside, over to Stovall. Stovall bounce pass into Herb in the lane. Herb still in the lane. Herb 3 seconds in the lane. And turnover number 3.
3 apiece.
That is 2 of those that have been in the lane on Halstead. 1 on the Vikings for that. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the first quarter. Good effort by both teams here tonight, early going. There's Holden Hendricks. Andy Osner didn't go to him. Back to Osner, around to Hansen, inside to Hendricks in the lane. 6-footer, too strong. No, got the roll. Holden's got 8 of the Vikings' 10 points here. He's having a good effort tonight. Santiago on the drive, off to Herb, give and go, shot partially blocked by the Vikings, tipped around, saved by Andy Osner. Oh, and there's a scrum for it. Osner, what tough play by Andy Osner to keep that ball alive. He was 1 on 4 over there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. Good effort, Andy. Vikings with the possession, up 10-6. Christian Hansen near side here, wing. Cross it go, almost a steal by McKee. Osner, baseline to Britton Hawk. His shot, partially blocked. Cole Norberg rebound, partially blocked, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Smoky Valley. Good effort inside there, but Halstead being undersized is still getting their hands up in there.
Walton and Snyder back in for the Vikings. Osner and Hawk out.
Snyder will key it in for the Vikings underneath their own basket. Snyder looking. Now goes to Caleb Walton, to Hansen. Outside Snyder, he's going to launch a 3-ball. No, but Norberg with the rebound and put back. Cole Norberg with a nice, strong rebound. 12 Smoky Valley, 6 Halstead. Herb has it at the top of the key. Over to Bowling. Bowling drive to Santiago. Stolen by Christian Hansen. Hansen on the steal for the Vikings. Halstead turnover. Snyder, Hansen. Back to Snyder. Going to pull the air out of it for one shot with 40 seconds to go. Walton and Snyder playing catch outside this Halstead zone this time. Alex Snyder. Baseline it goes to Christian Hansen. Hansen to Snyder to Caleb Walton. 25 seconds to go. Off to Christian Hansen. Halstead's going to switch out of their zone to a man-to-man. Here's Hendricks with it. Out to Snyder, almost loses it. Snyder with the dribble. Over to Christian Hansen. 10 seconds now left. The Vikings need to run a play now. Get something, get a shot. There's Snyder. Off to Holden Hendricks. 15-footer. No. Rebound. Caleb Campbell. Had it from the tip of his finger. And with
3/10 of a second.
Number 5.
0.3 left. Halstead will have a chance to put it in play.
Got to start the clock.
He didn't throw it in. He didn't see him throw it in. I think he threw it in, but nobody saw him throw it in. And the quarter will end. Our score, 12 Smoky Valley, 6 Halstead. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Bank of Teskett proudly supports athletics in the Smoky Valley. Celebrating 125 years in business, Bank of Teskett is offering you the opportunity to further enhance your Viking pride. Now available are Smoky Valley Vikings checks, checkbook covers, debit cards, and business debit cards. And for every checking account opened at the Lynchburg branch until July 31st, Bank of Teskett will donate $10 to Smoky Valley schools. Bank of Teskett proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Member FDIC.
Your home for Smoky Valley basketball is 95.5 The Rock.
And welcome back as the Vikings enjoy a great first quarter, outscoring Halstead 12-6. Holden Hendricks, with his great ability inside, has gotten 8 points on 4 baskets, 2 for Osner and 2 for Cole Norberg. Turnovers are
3 for the Vikings, 4 for Halstead. The Vikings shot 46%, 6 of 13 from the field. Halstead 3 of 9 for 33%. Nobody shot free throws. Had 1 tie and 1 lead change. Vikings by 6, and let's just keep moving that direction.
Vikings have no fouls. Halstead with 4. I only got 2 of them marked down, but Vikings will get the first possession here of the quarter. Snyder will key it in. Hansen, Walton, Norberg, Osner join him. Hansen with it over to Cole Norberg, looking for Alex Snyder underneath. Shot up and a push, and Alex Snyder will have a couple of free throws. I think. Better not write him in the book yet.
Well, they are going to give him 2 shots.
That's going to be 32 Beckett, and that's going to be his second. Alex shoots 71% on the free throws, but too strong on that one.
Glasgow in for Beckett.
Beckett out. Second Alex Snyder free throw, too strong as well. Rebound Devin Erb, and undercutting him is Andy Osner. Andy not sure where that foul came from, but he'll pick it up anyway.
Caught him a little bit trying to get under and get that rebound, but
just underway in the second quarter. Jonah McKee with it across the timeline to Blake Bowling, around to Devin Herb, over to Stovall. Stovall looking, gets it into Bowling. Bowling shot, too strong. Rebound, Christian Hansen. Over to Osner, and here come the Vikings. Osner in the lane. Osner has the ball stripped, ball loose on the floor. Still loose, picked up by Erb, and here comes Halstead. Wow, ugly but turnover Vikings. Jonah McKee with it on the dribble at the top of the key between the circles. Now over near side. Goes to Stovall. Stovall with it. Glasgow. Erb. Only one that hasn't touched it is Bowling. Back to Jonah McKee. Over it goes to Stovall. Stovall looked to trigger a 3. Did not. Bowling will. Shot. No. Rebound Andy Osner. Nicely done Vikings. 1 shot and out. Here comes Alex Snyder. He's going to launch a 3. No. Rebound. And off of Osner. Out of bounds. It'll be Halstead basketball.
Hawk and Hendricks in. Norberg and Hansen out.
Santiago in for Halstead. Jonah McKee out. Halstead with it. Bowling. Santiago. Glasgow. Bowling. Vikings are man-to-man. Erb with it. Baseline Glasgow. He's got their own points, and he's got another basket. He's got 6. Vikings are sagging off of him, and he's responding. He's got 6 of their 8 points. Andy Osner with it off to Caleb Walton. Walton back to Osner, baseline corner. To Britton Hawk wing, far side wing from us. Snyder top of the key, near side to Walton. Walton looking for Hawk on the side of the lane, has him. Now off to Osner. Osner trying to dump it down to Hendricks, can't. Caleb Walton will shoot a 3 ball. No. Rebound Andy Osner, side of the lane. Blocks, shot, foul. And we're going to have a couple of free throws coming up for Andy Osner, I think. It'll be Glasgow's first, I think. And 2 for Andy. No, that's his second. That's one of the ones I missed. Andy Osner at the free throw line to shoot 2.
That's a team 6 foul, so the Vikings will be shooting the bonus from here out.
Osner's free throw, no good.
But we got to make them.
Can't make it. 0 for 3 so far.
That can come back to haunt us.
Hope not, but it could. 5:54 remaining in the second quarter. 12 Smoky Valley, 8 Halstead. Second Andy Osner free throw. That one looks better, but it hit the side of the rim and no good either. So the Vikings are 0 for 4 from the free throw line. They need to do better than that. As a team, they shoot about 50%, so they'll probably come around. So Halstead outside the Viking zone, 2-3 or 3-2 sagging zone, drop zone. Bowling with it. Cross to Stovall. Stovall looking baseline to Glasgow, to Santiago. Looked to trigger a three, but did not. Baseline Herb, got almost a travel, but he got away with it. Off to Bowling. Bowling outside. Osner with it. Osner defending. Here's Santiago way outside. Now to Stovall, near side to Bowling. And doing a good job of moving the ball. Here's Santiago three. It's good. Santiago finally hits his first basket of the game. 11 for Halstead, 12 for Smoky Valley. You just keep chucking them up. They'll go pretty quick. There's Osner, shoving from the elbow. Shot, in and out, no good. Rebound Stovall. Here comes Halstead with a chance to go ahead for the first. Well, they were ahead 2-0 early, I guess.
Yes.
There's Stovall, baseline to Santiago. Another shot, no. And we got a pushing foul on the rebound by Smoky Valley. Got called for the foul. Let's see who it's on. It is on Britton Hawk, his first. Team second. Halstead to put it in play under their own basket. Devin Herb to do the honors. Hits it out to Santiago. Back to Herb in the lane. Shot. Good. Herb's got his second bucket. And Halstead has the lead. They've outscored the Vikings now 7-0 in this quarter. Snyder with it outside over to Walton. Near side to Osner. Osner looking to get a screen, not there. He goes to the side of the lane. Shot from Walton, good. Caleb Walton with his first basket for 2. Vikings back on top by 1, 14-13. Bowling with it, far side for Halstead. Great game with 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Santiago outside, over to Bowling, far side wing, baseline to Stovall. Looking for Herb inside, has him. Herb with it. To kick it out to Stovall. Stovall, Bowling, near side wing, Santiago. Santiago to Stovall. Back around it goes. Back to Santiago. They're moving the ball well, but the Viking defense is shifting with them. Santiago with the dribble, near side to Bowling. Against Osner. Bounce pass inside to Herb. And way, nice pass. Stovall knocks it in for 2. And Halstead back on top by 1, 15-14. Here's Osner, kick out. Hawk in the lane, gonna call for a travel. Hawk shifted his double step there or something in the lane. I agree with that call. Don't like it, but I agree with it.
Cole Norberg and Caleb out.
What is the turnover numbers, Darryl?
I have 5 for the Vikings, 4 for Halstead.
They haven't had a turnover yet in this quarter. 3:14 to go. With it is McKee. Around it goes Bowling. And we got a foul on the ground for the Vikings. Ball out of bounds for Halstead. Vikings have to like that because they got a basket out of it, but it didn't count.
Foul's called on number 23, Alex Schneider. That's his first.
Snyder's first foul. Santiago to put it in play, out to McKee. Around it goes to Bowling. Inside to Glasgow at the free throw line. He shot it again. Glasgow's got 8 points. He's the mystery man. Where'd he come from? It's a 3-point Halstead lead, 17-14. Norberg with it, far side wing, to Hawk, top of the key, into Hendricks, stolen by Herb. Hawk's pass didn't get up high enough to get over Herb. There's Bowling with it, shot from 10, no, rebound Osner. From the Vikings, quickly up is Osner on the dribble. Osner with it to the top of the key, to Hendricks, far side wing to Cole Norberg. Norberg gonna launch a 3 ball, way too strong, rebound. Boy, Herb got away with a push underneath there. And on Holden Hendricks. 2:20 to go. Into Herb it goes. In the lane. Kick out. Around to Bowling. Bowling to Santiago. Good Viking defense on the 2 big scores, but Glasgow's been the one to hurt him. Here's Santiago. Another 3. Santiago's gotten heated up. He's got back-to-back 3s. 20. Halstead. 14, Smoky Valley. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. I want to thank Anderson Body Shop, Kimmy at My Barber Shop, Viking Auto, Apotec, Dower Welding, Reinert Accounting, Art Shirt, Scott's, Christian's Funeral Home, and Dr. Eric Peterson. And we got a special event going on tomorrow night.
Don't forget to come out tomorrow night to Midsummer's Festival in Night of the Stars. Talent show where you'll see local talent of all types and ages. It starts at 7:30 at the Smoky Valley Middle School Auditorium. Come out and enjoy a Night of the Stars and support your talented friends and neighbors.
Midsummer's Talent coming up. Well, the Vikings got to find some talent because they're getting whooped in this quarter. We got 1 2-pointer from Caleb Walton. We're 0 for 4 from the free throw line. And it's been a 14-point surge for Halstead after only scoring 6 in the first quarter. The Vikings, good timeout by Coach Snyder to settle his team down a little bit and get their attention, get them focused again, go inside. We tried to go inside the last time, but Britton Hawk's pass was stolen away by Devin Erb. Halstead's playing really fired up. Hendricks with it outside over to Britton Hawk. Underneath Cole Norberg, not there. Snyder is there at the top. Snyder with it over to Cole. Cole Norberg looking for Walton, has him. 3, no, rebound. Norberg shot up, missed it, just a point-blank layup. Coming from underneath the backboard, and he just didn't get much anything on the backboard, and it went right over the rim. Vikings having some difficulties now with scoring points in this second quarter. Santiago with it outside against Snyder. Vikings have gone man-to-man this time with 1:14 left to go. Santiago with the dribble against Alex Snyder. Off it goes to Glasgow. Glasgow inside, knocked away, but saved by McKee. Around to Santiago. Inside to Erb. Erb, oh boy, he got away with a big elbow. He got his elbow hooked around Holden Hendricks, but he traveled instead. Turnover, that's their first of the quarter, right?
Yep.
5 for the ball game.
Christian Hansen and Alex Snyder out for the Vikings.
Elisner across the timeline, guarded by McKee. Boy, he's got a huge height advantage, but they're just not going inside with what they need to do here. Off to Britton Hawk, near side wing, cross court to Norberg. Cole looking inside, looking over to Hansen. Christian Hansen with it inside to Hendricks, has it knocked away, saved by Britton Hawk. Into Osner in the lane, shot, rimming out, no good. Another teardrop over the rim, and it just rolls around and out. Wow. Are they getting some of what the girls plagues the girls here with shooting woes? My goodness, 2 easy shots we've missed here. Under 15 seconds left. Santiago with it outside, hollering out to his teammates. 20-16 Halstead trying to add to their lead. There's Glasgow out to Santiago. Santiago to Bowling, way outside, 3, swished it. At the buzzer, Blake Bowling's first basket, and Halstead has just ripped the Vikings. They have 23, Smoky Valley has 14. We'll be back to wrap up this half for you after this timeout.
Are you wanting to play sports in college? If so, we can help at Varsity Recruit. We offer a personalized service to help you find the best school that fits your needs athletically, academically, financially, and socially. And we do this by contacting college coaches, offering consulting sessions, a player profile, highlight videos, and more. For more information, follow us on Twitter at Varsity Recruit or visit varsity-recruit.com. When you sign up with us, you're not just a recruit, you're a varsity recruit. Bank of Tesket is proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany College Swedes. Show off your Smoky Valley pride with Vikings checks, checkbook covers, debit cards, and business debit cards. For every checking account opened at the Lindsborg branch, Bank of Tesket will donate $10 to Smoky Valley Schools. Visit them at 202 North Main in downtown Lindsborg or call 227-8830. Go Vikings and go Swedes. Member FDIC. This Smoky Valley broadcast is made possible in part by Bethany Home, Boyd Accounting, People's Bank and Trust, the Old Stuga, Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas, Bennington State Bank. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics.
Crossroads Church, 1125 West South, Salina. Real drums, real bass, real rock, real people. Crossroads Church. This is not church like you remember as a kid. This is church with a difference. Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock, Crossroads Church.
This is the Smoky Valley Vikings halftime show. A first half recap, scores from around the league, stats, and keys to a second half win. Your home for Smoky Valley basketball is 95.5 The Rock.
As we're entertained by the Smoky Valley Wildfires out here doing a nice dance routine here on Sweetheart Night. Again, Tara Gladding is the Sweetheart Queen, and Spencer Yenny the king of the activities here tonight. But the Vikings, well, they led at the first quarter 12-6, but boy, they went dry in that second quarter. They scored 2 points. Halstead scored 17 points on strength of three-point shooting, and none worse than that one just before the buzzer by Blake Bowling, his only points of the quarter. But Halstead taking a 23-14 lead into the locker room. Scoring went like this: first for Halstead, 2 for Elijah McKee, 2 for Joseph Stovall, 3 for Blake Bowling, 4 for Devin Herb, 6 for Anthony Santiago, and 8 points for Tim Glasgow. For the Vikings, 2 Andy Osner, 2 Caleb Walton, 2 Cole Norberg, and 8 for Holden Hendricks. Vikings, what do we got for shooting percentages, Darryl?
Well, the Vikings are 7 of 21 from the field for 33%. They were 7 of 17 from two-point range, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, and 0 for 4 from the charity stripe. Halstead is 10 of 20 from the field for 50%. They were 7 of 13 from two-point range, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. They did not shoot a free throw. 6 turnovers for the Vikings, 5 for Halstead. 1 tie, 4 lead changes.
Well, turnovers not bad, fouls not bad. The Vikings haven't committed many fouls, but Vikings could certainly be a little closer if they'd hit a couple of free throws. And wow, good shooting, 50% shooting from Halstead. It's gonna get you in and ahead in most games.
Yes, it will. And what, the 3 of 7 3-pointers? You know, that hurt a lot, especially that last one, the last second shot was. Yeah, that kind of put a dagger in the score.
Hurt. That one hurt for sure, no question about that. Again, in girls action, the Halstead girls won 26-20, so hopefully the guys can right the ship here a little bit and get back to what worked for them in the first quarter, and we'll see what we can come up with. We'll take a break and we'll come back. We'll have some thoughts on the second half for the Vikings. 23-14 in favor of Halstead. Back after this timeout.
Tonight's broadcast of Smoky Valley Athletics is brought to you in part by Lindsborg Concrete, Bank of Tesket, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, and Dr. Darrell Loader, the Quarterback Club of Lindsborg, Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services, Farmers State Bank. Thank you to these sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Pennington State Bank has been providing quality banking services to its customers for over 120 years. Why Pennington State Bank? Because they're locally owned and operated, meaning loan decisions are made right here in Central Kansas. Recently awarded a 5-star rating by Bauer Financial, Pennington State Bank is a leader in emerging technology and innovation. Pennington State Bank is team-oriented, designed so that every employee can actively engage with customers in meeting their specific needs. Visit the warm, friendly environment of Pennington State Bank today. Member FDIC.
Tonight's broadcast of Smoky Valley Sports is brought to you in part by Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services, Lindsborg Community Hospital, proud sponsor of Impact Concussion Testing for Smoky Valley Athletics, Horizons Driving Academy. Thank you for supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings.
You save big money. You save big money when you shop Menards.
Get big savings at Menards with an 11% rebate on everything in the store. You can't afford to miss this sale. Save 11% on plumbing. Save 11% on electrical. Save 11% on hardware. Save 11% on lumber and board. Save 11% on paint. Get an 11% rebate on doors and so much more. The more you buy, the more you save. With savings this big, it's the perfect time to put in beautiful new flooring, update your kitchen or bath, or just stock up with big savings on all of your home improvement needs. Save big with an 11% rebate on everything in the store. And while you're shopping, register for your chance to win a trip to the Kentucky Quiz Estate 400. Don't miss the great deals and get an 11% rebate on everything in the store. Hurry! Sale ends Saturday, February 2nd.
Save big money at Menards.
Smoky Valley Vikings basketball on 95.5 The Rock.
Well, the Vikings trail in this one at halftime, 23-14, and Halstead already back out on the court warming up and shooting some shoots, and they stopped the, I don't know if it's after prom or who it is that's working on doing some shooting free throws for 2-liter pops, but they had to stop their work there. Talk a little bit about the boys and girls sub-state. Boys sub-state will start on Monday off February 25th. Girls will be on Tuesday, and right now the top seeds are in the boys, Abilene, Heston, and McPherson, all at 10-2, Concordia at 10-4, and then Chapman at 5-9, Smoky Valley at 4-10, Clay Center 3-11, and Buhler, an uncharacteristic Buhler team, 1-12 on the year. So the top 4 teams will host, and I have no idea how they break a tie in this, and when teams don't play each other, so none of those teams have played that I know of anyway. In the girls' side, it's Heston on top with Clay Center, both at 12-2. Abilene at 10-4. Excuse me, McPherson is in third place at 11-3. Abilene lost, so they dropped down to fourth place at 10-4. Buhler on the girls' side is in fifth place. And then Smoky Valley and Concordia in the girls' side, they flip-flop. Concordia went to 6, and the Smoky Valley girls dropped to 7th, and Chapman is 8th at 1-11. So if it happened today, ended today, Viking girls would either play Heston or Clay Center, and they just played Clay Center here the other night at home, and only lost by 11 after being drummed by almost 30 points earlier in the year. So no question that's a tough team, and Heston will play them later in the year, so we'll see how that'll work out. But still 5 more games to go after tonight. The Vikings are home next Tuesday against Hillsboro, and then on the road at Kingman before finishing up their home portion with Lions, and who did I say the other one was? Lions and Heston, and then on the road at Sterling. So that's the way it finishes up the rest of the year, and the second half is ready to go. 8 minutes on the clock. The Vikings will start the same way they did the game, with Osner, Hendricks, Hawk, Snyder, and Walton. Halstead yet to come out, but I think I saw the coach go by and say it'll be Glasgow, Bowling, Santiago, McKee, and Devin Herb. And that's who it is. Any thoughts, Daryl, on how we need to do?
Need to get the ball in the basket somehow. That's been a problem. They started out, we're getting some inside shots, forcing the ball in, but they got away from that. Plus, the Halstead's defense picked up.
Yeah, I think their defense kind of eliminated that more than we quit going in there. But Holden Hendricks with 8 points in the first quarter and then didn't score in the second quarter. There's Herb inside. Santiago a 3. No. Rebound loose. Picked up by the Vikings. Good effort by Snyder to get to that loose ball and pick it up. Vikings with their first possession of the second half. Osner with it outside. Again, there's a mismatch. They need to take him right down to the blocks. They need to clear out one whole side and let him dribble to the side and get inside there down on the blocks. There's Caleb Walton with it outside. Caleb with it near side. It comes to Alex Snyder. Alex across to Britton. Hawk all over him is Glasgow, nothing called. Off to Caleb Walton. Walton looking for Osner, trying to get him in there, but they're just not running a play good enough to get him in there. There's a bad pass by Snyder, stolen away by Halstead. Turnover, Vikings. Well, this was not the way you want to start the second half. Not even get a shot off. McKee bowling outside the Viking zone. Back to McKee, top of the key, off to Santiago, into Erb, baseline Glasgow. Back to Santiago. Back to bowling, around to McKee. Back to bowling. Back to Santiago. Back to bowling. They're patient outside with their passing. Cross court it goes to Santiago. Inside to Erb. He got away with a travel, and he got the shot up and go. Boy, he took 2 steps before he took off. Didn't see it. The officials didn't see it. And it's now an 11-point lead, biggest lead of the night for Halstead. He scored the last basket of the quarter on a 3. Alex Snyder with the dribble. Off it goes to Caleb Walton. Caleb with the dribble to the top of the key, off to Andy Osner. Osner between the circles, looking near side. It comes to Snyder. Snyder with it to Britton Hawk. Tried to dump it in there to Hendricks, didn't. Here's Caleb on the drive. Caleb with the shot, and Caleb will be fouled. Caleb will get a couple of free throws coming up.
Nope, they call it on the floor.
Oh, nope. Kevin Herb, the guilty party. That'll be his first. Oh, no.
Glasgow.
Glasgow's, that isn't right, because Glasgow's already got 2 fouls. Here's Caleb Walton in the lane. It's good. Caleb Walton for 2. Vikings' first basket in a long, long time. With it is McKee. McKee cross court to Bowling. Bowling right by the coach. Here's Glasgow's shot blocked by Britton Hawk. New person in for Halstead.
Brendan Gundy, a 6'2 senior. Norberg comes in and Walton out.
Hendricks, Norberg, Osner, Snyder, and Hawk on the court right now. Pass into Santiago, into Erb in the lane. Shot partially blocked by Holden Hendricks. Cole Norberg with the rebound. Here come the Vikings. Cole with it, off to Britton Hawk. Near side to Andy Osner, looking for a cutting Norberg. Not there. Britton Hawk out top, guarded by Gundy. Britton off to Cole Norberg. Norberg with it to Andy Osner. Baseline drive. Kickoff. Norberg back to Osner. Reset. 4:55 and counting here. Vikings down by 9. 25-16. Here's Britton Hawk with the drive. Side of the lane shot. Too strong. Rebound. Britton Hawk has it. Bounce pass. And 3 seconds on the Vikings. Turnover number 8. Or 9.
8.
Just 8.
Christian Hansen in for the Vikings. Alex Snyder out. Stovall in for Halstead. Elijah McKee out.
4:43 to go in the third quarter. 25-16, Halstead with the lead in the basketball. Santiago with it, off to Stovall. Stovall wing near side of Bowling now. Across outside the Viking zone. Stovall. Santiago 3, baseline, no. Rebound, Stovall, no. Taken away by Holden Hendricks. Hendricks on the transition to the side of the lane. Outside now by the 3-point line. Over to Osner. He'll reset. Stovall all over him. Off it goes to Christian Hansen. Hansen with it. Getting their offense set to go. Over to Norberg, far side wing. Guarded closely by Bowling. To Britton Hawk. Near side to Osner. There's Cole Norberg on the blocks, and Bowling with the push from behind. And that'll be, I think, his second. I am not anywhere near right on these fouls, I guess.
Well, it's a second team foul on Halstead.
Because I had that Glasgow for 2. There's a tip in from Holden Hendricks on the lob. Nicely done. Holden Hendricks with 10 now. Vikings 18. 25 for Halstead. Halstead with it, Bowling off to Santiago. Inside to Erb, and right and through the hands of Gundy. That was another one of those passes we saw the girls throw a couple of times in their first game. Way too strong a pass when you're only 2 or 3 feet away. Turnover number 6. And the Vikings have 8. Both teams are playing very well. Andy Osner with the drive off to Christian Hansen. Cross court to Norberg. Norberg drive to the lane. Shot. No. Rebound kind of came off awkward, and Halstead secured the rebound. Quickly the baseline to Bowling off to Santiago. Santiago with it. Guarded by Britton Hawk to Stovall. Stovall with it off to Santiago. Look to trigger a 3. Just good defense by Hawk. Here's Bowling. He'll trigger a 3. And it's good. And Bowling hits his second 3. 28. Halstead 18. Smoky Valley with 3:04 to go. We'll keep this one right here. Again, remember to come out and support your Midsummer's Festival's Night of the Stars, a talent show where you'll see local talent of all types and all ages. It starts at 7:30 at the Viking Middle School Auditorium, so come out and enjoy a Night of the Stars and support your talented friends and neighbors all tomorrow night at the auditorium over here in Smoky Valley Middle School High School Auditorium. The old high school when we went to high school.
The old high school, yes.
Part of what they did not build here was a new auditorium for when they built this beautiful facility about 12 years ago. Out of the timeout, Vikings will have it. Halstead just hit a 3. That's their 4th 3 of the night, Darryl. 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4. 2 by Bowling, 2 by Santiago. Their 2 leading scorers. Andy Osner will bring it across the timeline, and a little bit too much pressure by Bowling there, and he'll pick up the foul. Not Bowling,
foul.
excuse me, Stovall.
That's called on number 4, Joseph Snowball. That's his first, team 3rd.
Stovall picks up 1, team 3rd. Andy Osner with it. It's a screen. Inside it goes to Holden Hendrickson. Knocked the ball loose. Stovall knocked it loose. And that time they were finally going to Holden Hendricks. He had gotten outside of the lane a little bit, but he has still been able to square up and shoot there. Into Osner. He's double teamed. Gets it up and travel. I don't think anybody in the building agreed with that call, but the Halstead fans. That's turnover number 9. Yep. 2:45 to go. Halstead with the ball. Santiago on the dribble. And Santiago with a great fake in the lane. Wow. He faked the Vikings out, no question about that. Here it's Osner. Oh, shoot it, Andy. You're right in the side of the lane. Instead, he kicked it out to Holden Hendricks. Christian Hansen has it knocked out of his hands by Santiago. It'll stay with the Vikings. Caleb Walton in.
And for the Vikings, number 13, Caleb Walton.
Who's coming out? Britton Hawk is coming out. For Beckett is checked in for Halstead in that the other stoppage of play. Into Hansen. Christian Hansen double teamed in the corner. Gets it off to Hendricks, off to Osner. They'll reset. 2:20 to go. Third quarter action. Vikings down by a dozen. 30-18. Osner with it, has it knocked away from Stovall, and Stovall knocks it off of Osner out of bounds. And turnover number 10.
Snyder in, Norberg out.
Here comes Halstead up by a dozen. 30-18. Vikings need something to spur them on here. Stovall looked to trigger a 3, did not. Santiago will. It's short. Rebound, Andy Osner inside. Quickly, Andy across the timeline has the ball stripped by Stovall, but he saves it. Osner between the circles on the dribble. And there's a 5 count by Andy Osner. They started that 5 count way too early. I don't think he was close enough when he started. Andy didn't think he was counting. He didn't look around to see what he was doing. Turnover number 11 on the Vikings. And simply not getting looks at the basket when we're turning the ball over here. 5 turnovers in this quarter. 1:35 to go. Here's Erb. Erb got away with the travel. It was bad travel. Wild shot by Stovall, rebounded by Andy Osner. Quickly up to Snyder. His 15-footer, too strong. Rebound Beckett, and we got a foul on the Vikings rebounding. And that'll be on Andy Osner with the foul. It's his second.
Team first.
A minute 23 to go here in the third quarter. 30 for Halstead, 18 for Smoky Valley. It was 23-14. Vikings ended outscored 7-4 in this quarter. Aniago off to Bowling. Bowling to Erb. Near side to Beckett. Underneath the Bowling, ball loose, but picked up by Halstead. Around to Erb it goes. Erb outside, guarded by Holden Hendricks. Ooh, there's a collision. Erb left alone now. Holden went for the steal, didn't get it. Now to Santiago. They'll reset under a minute. Santiago off to Bowling. Bowling to Beckett, around to Erb. Looking for a cutting Santiago. Wide open for a three. Got it. Santiago, ice in his veins. He's got 11 now. 33-18. It's a 10-4 third quarter. Off to Caleb Walton. Walton with it off to Osner, and Walton travels as he shifts his feet here. Silly turnovers here for the Vikings in this third quarter.
They are just killing us. Hawk back in and Norberg in. Hansen out and Walton out.
He doesn't, I don't know what kids think anymore. They're trying to get when they travel, you travel. I don't know, maybe he didn't think he shuffled his feet, but he must have. See if Halstead can get the last shot again. I'm sure that's what they're looking to do. They're checking the clock, 18 seconds to go. Norberg right up on top of Santiago, gets it off to Stovall across. Oh, and a collision, no foul called. Bowling with it, off to Beckett. Beckett's fouled by Andy Osner. It'll be out of bounds to Halstead with 7.5 seconds to go, and that's Andy Osner's third foul. He'll sit for a little bit at the end of this quarter anyway. Good substitution, though, to get him a rest. He's picked up a couple of quick fouls. No sense in taking a chance to get another. There's Stovall. Stovall off to Bowling. Bowling with the drive. Shot partially blocked by the Vikings. And that'll be it. The Vikings do a good job of stopping that possession, but they only score 4 in the quarter, and they're down 33-18. We'll be back for the fourth quarter after this 30-second timeout.
Let's face it, folks, accidents happen. But what about when one of those little accidents happens to you? And it's the weekend. Turn to Lindsborg Community Hospital's Urgent Care Clinic. They'll get you fixed up fast with the friendly, reliable care you've come to expect. Now,
I feel like I want to go to sleep.
No, I know. I'm having trouble, too.
What was that?
I'm having trouble staying awake.
I've been up for almost 24 hours.
Wow.
Smoky Valley Vikings basketball on 95.5 The Rock.
And back at Smoky Valley Gym, the Vikings need to have a huge rally. Pass on some scores that Jared sent me a little while ago. In girls action, Haven beat Kingman 52-26. Heston beat Sterling 55-28, and Pratt beat Nickerson 57-18. So a little update on some scores for you. The Viking girls lost 26-20, and the Viking boys are down by 15 points here. 18-33. We need to have a huge rally. The Vikings get the first possession. Off it goes to Holden Hendricks. Holden with it. Holding it too long. Holden, come on, get rid of the ball. Off to Snyder. Alex Snyder with the side of the lane to the elbow, to the top to Caleb Walton. Walton on the dribble. At the 5 count started. Off it goes to Britton Hawk. Underneath to Cole Norberg. Oh! Crash. Bowling going for the ball, crashed into Norberg, and that'll be, I think, his third foul.
Andy Osner back in, Alex Snyder out.
That will be Bowling's third. Britton Hawk will put it in play underneath the Vikings' own basket. Into Osner, loses the handle momentarily, but secures it back to Walton, their side by the Viking bench. Walton with the dribble. Off it goes to Holden Hendricks. Holden can't dribble. Now he gets it off to Hawk. Inside to Osner. Tipped away and stolen. Turnover number 13.
Yes.
And here comes Halstead again. Halstead has 6.
Yes.
Santiago with the dribble and blocked away, out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings. Halstead with one turnover in the second quarter, one turnover in the third quarter. That's how you take care of the ball and win ball games. You don't turn it over. They're doing a good job of that tonight. Stovall, Santiago, Herb in the lane. Herb got to travel that time. Turnover number 7. He had a couple of those just like that. They didn't call traveling, but this one they did. Osner with it against Stovall. Across the timeline he goes. Over to Britton Hawk. Over to Hendricks. To Cole Norberg. Norberg inside to Hendricks. Up and no. Rebound. Stovall underneath there. He's a strong rebounder. I don't know what his height is, but he is about probably 6'2", 6'3", but he's doing a nice job for Halstead in there.
Stovall 6'1" by the program.
Yeah, looks a little taller now. He almost doesn't look much shorter than Andy Osner, who he's guarding against, but maybe just a couple inches. So I think they're kind of under-programmed him. Beckett with it outside to Santiago. Looked at a long 3, and then he inside for a 2, but that one misses. And then over the back is Stovall. It'll be his second 15th foul on the Dragons.
Snyder in, Walton out for the Vikings.
Viking basketball, but neither team has scored in this quarter. Almost 2 minutes is gone. The Vikings need to make up a 15-point deficit. They better get started quickly. Into Osner. Double teamed on the baseline. Shots good. Andy elevates. Used his size advantage to get a basket. 20 Smoky Valley, 13 Halstead. Santiago with it outside. Santiago over to Bowling. Bowling guarded by Norberg. Bowling drive. Shot. No. Rebound. Oh, Herb right there. Missed the shot. Stovall got the short rebound. And Halstead getting opportunities here. They're hustling more than we are, Darryl, at the moment.
Yes, they are.
5:30 to go here in the quarter. The fourth quarter. Vikings down by 13. 33-20. Over it goes to Santiago. Santiago against Snyder. Stolen by Hendricks. Holden Hendricks with the steal. And Holden Hendricks will be getting 2 free throws this time. Foul. Herb on the foul. That's his first. It is his first. Holden at the free throw line shooting. Perfect. Hendricks has got 11 points. He's kind of been the bright spot for the Vikings. Hansen getting ready to check in. Hendricks, both free throws are good. Nicely done, Holden. Vikings have outscored Halstead 4-2 to start this quarter anyway, Darryl, but got to score a lot more. 22-33. Vikings down by 11. Full court pressure now put on by the Vikings. Herb, Stovall has it knocked away. Holden Hendricks with the steal. And it's going to be Viking basketball. Coach Hoops right beside him. He doesn't like that call. He is one of the most aggressive coaches. He does not like any call. Vikings with it in the front court. They got the turnover they needed. Here's Osner. Up and good. Andy Osner snuck it in for 2. 24. Got it down to single digits anyway. Santiago with it into Herb. Herb in the lane. Kick out to Bowling. Bowling out to Herb. And back to Santiago. Looking at his coach, getting instruction for what he wants to do. Against Christian Hansen. Herb off to against Snyder. Back to Bowling against Hawk. 4:30 left to go. Fourth quarter. Santiago. Stovall against Osner. Outside the three-point line to Bowling. Bowling with it. Bowling drive. Bowling is pushed by Britton Hawk. And it'll be out of bounds. That'll be Britton Hawk's second foul. That's okay. You need to foul some of those to get them to the free throw line. One more will put them in the 1-and-1. The Vikings need a good play, solid defense now for a while.
Norbert back in and Hansen out.
Way back court. That's okay. Bowling can do that. They can let it go all the way back court. Snyder with it. Guarding Bowling. Bowling on the dribble drive off to Herb. Herb in the lane. Kick out to Santiago. Oh, a little bit of traveling music there. Block, but Beckett gets the rebound. Dang it anyway. There's a shot missing. Osner with a strong rebound. Quickly up to Britton Hawk. To Hendricks. Shot. Got it to go. Holden Hendricks for 2. Vikings rallying here. 26-33. Herb across the timeline. Herb double teamed and a timeout by Coach Hoops. 3:46 remaining. Vikings 26. Halstead 33. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Bank of Tuscan proudly supports athletics in the Smoky Valley. Celebrating 125 years in business, Bank of Tuscan is offering you the opportunity to further enhance your Viking pride. Now available are Smoky Valley Vikings checks, checkbook covers, debit cards, and business debit cards. And for every checking account opened at the Lynchburg branch until July 31st, Bank of Tuscan will donate $10 to Smoky Valley schools. Bank of Tuscan proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Member FDIC.
Your home for Smoky Valley basketball is 95.5 The Rock.
And welcome back to the Smoky Valley Gym. The Vikings are rallying, Darryl. They've got a 2-4-6-8-0 run to start the quarter.
Yeah, they need that, plus a little more. The defense has stepped up real good, limiting them from attempts, let alone all the attempts that they've had have been challenged. So, you know, something was talked about to where, hey, you guys have got to fire up a little bit, and they have.
Yeah, they've responded. Walton, Norberg, Hendricks, Osner, and Hawk on the court for the Vikings. Beckett, Stovall, Herb, Bowling, and Santiago on the court for Halstead. Timeout by Coach Hoops has got his team to see what they're going to do here. They're going to pull the air out of the ball. Vikings go in their 1-3-1 deflect defense. Santiago with it on the corner, trapped. He goes out of it with the dribble. Off to Stovall. Stovall back, almost stolen away by the Vikings. Santiago 3, missing. Norberg with the rebound, and there's a foul on Stovall on the rebound. It'll be free throws for Cole Norberg now. No, yes, it will be. Free throws for Cole Norberg. A 1-and-1. I had a stat sheet around here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it.
Glasgow and Elijah McKee back in for Halstead. Stovall out and Beckett out.
Cole Norberg, 53% free throw shooter on the year. Needs him here, buddy. Up and too strong, missing. Rebound, oh, ball loose. The Vikings lost an opportunity there with that ball coming loose. Here's Bowling with it. Front court, off to McKee. McKee back to Bowling. Across it goes to Santiago. 3:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Give and go. Bowling with it and got the basket. First basket of the quarter gets it back to a 9-point lead for Halstead with 2:55 to go now. Vikings with it in the front court. Holden Hendricks off to Osner. The two big guys are outside the arc now. Hendricks goes down inside. Guarded by Herb. Ooh, a head and shoulder fake. Nice done, but Osner couldn't get him the ball quick enough. Back to Hawk it goes. Hawk with it across to Holden Hendricks. Hendricks way outside again. Off to Caleb Walton. Inside to Osner in the lane, and Osner will be shooting free throws. 23, McKee, Elijah McKee with the foul.
Need to make these free throws.
Andy Osner missed 2 in the second quarter. This one missed the front end here. Rebound over the back.
Norberg over the back.
Cole Norberg his first. That's his first. 26-35. Halstead by 9. Vikings missing opportunities here. Front end of a 1-and-1 for Osner. Halstead in the front court. Around to Santiago it goes. Vikings 1-3-1 zone. McKee, Santiago. Playing two-man catch over the head of Walton. Here's Bowling, McKee, Santiago. He's going to launch a three. Good. Santiago hits a three. Halstead with a mini 5-0 run here. Get back on top by a dozen. 38-26. Vikings need the 5-0 run. They're just not getting shots. They're working the ball, trying to get some open shots, but they're just not getting them. They're getting fouled and missing free throws. And this 2 front end to 1-and-1s now. Here's Norberg. Shot. In and out. No good. Rebound. And I'm going to call Andy Osner for the foul on the rebound. That's his 4th.
Hansen and Snyder going to check in.
Call on number 10, Andy Osner, that's his 4th.
Norberg out and Walton out.
Got to get some quick turnovers here. Osner at those 4 fouls is going to stay in the ball game. Glasgow will put it into Santiago. Off to McKee. McKee to Santiago, still in the backcourt. Quickly up to Glasgow. Glasgow in the lane, has to get out, and he does. Off to Santiago, got away with a push there. Off to Bowling. Minute 25 to go. And reach in by Hawk. And that'll put, no, one more before they'll put the Halstead on.
Just a 16 foul.
That is Britton's 3rd. Jonah McKee in. And Beckett in. Glasgow out. Beckett will key it in. They put a line up there near half court. Vikings are standing beside him. Get it into Herb. Herb with it right there, trapped. Good defense by the Vikings, and that's Holden Hendricks' foul. That'll be his 1st. That'll put him at the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. Devin Herb will be there.
The first free throws that Halstead has shot all evening.
Really? I don't see any circles on my score sheet. First one they shoot and they make it, Daryl. That's good basketball. 26 Vikings, 39 Halstead. It is looking slim for the Vikings here. And he mixes them both, swishes them both. Left-handed free throw goes in. Osner with it across the timeline. That's a 7-0 run now. And ball deflected partially by Jonah McKee, but it goes off of Snyder. And out of bounds, turnover number...
That is 14.
14. Vikings have not turned it over very bad, but they just haven't scored points. Minute 13, 12 in the backcourt. Bowling with it. Trapped, gets it off to Santiago. Santiago. And it's a timeout by Coach Hoops. We'll keep this one right here. It's just a 30. Want to talk about tomorrow night. The Swedes are in action again. They won a tough one at home. Both boys and girls won at Bethany against Ottawa last night, and now they'll be on the road. I think they're at Friends tomorrow night. Also going on tomorrow all over town, MAYB games, youth basketball games going on. $5 will get you in to watch basketball, many basketball games as you want. 45 teams in town, and each team is guaranteed at least 3 games. So, I don't know, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning and going until 9 o'clock at night in 6 different gyms here in town. So there'll be a lot of basketball. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade basketball. Starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
We got some local teams?
3, I think. There's a steal by Christian Hansen. Britton Hawk shot good. Good Hawk. Good by Christian and good by Hawk. And it's a 30-second timeout by Coach Snyder now. 28-40 is our score. Vikings get a quick turnover and a quick basket. But they need a lot more.
They got to do that quite a few times here real quick. If my math serves me any good.
It's a dozen points, so that's 6 baskets unless they start hitting some threes, and I don't see a 3 on our score sheet tonight, so we have not hit a 3 in this game. Halstead, on the other hand, has hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes. Yeah.
We've had 5 attempts, but with no results.
No results at all. our next action will be back at home here on Tuesday night against Hillsboro, a very good Hillsboro team. State ranked in the girls' side, not state ranked in the boys' team, but still a very good team. To get it into Bowling. Bowling tries to drive up against Osner, and that'll be 5 on Andy Osner. He just fouled out of the game, if my math is correct. And that is 5, so Andy Osner will foul out of the ball game with 6 points. And they have to start a clock here for that, and that'll get Cole Norberg up off of the bench. And Andy, great game for Andy, great effort, but only 2 points in the first half and 4 in the second, and 6 points. 57.5 seconds to go, 40 for Halstead, 28 for Smoky Valley, and at the free throw line, Blake Bowling. And he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound by Cole Norberg. Off to Hansen it goes. Hansen across the timeline, and Hansen gets called for the turn it over, carrying the ball. Wow, simply too many mistakes by the Vikings here in the second half. Beckett will put it in play for Halstead. Get it into Santiago, knocked it away. 50 seconds left to go. Santiago still with the dribble, and now a foul on Christian Hansen finally. Put Santiago at the free throw line. Just almost shocked that Blake Bowling missed a free throw after Herb made those 2 free throws, the first 2 they got to shoot for the night. Anthony Santiago, a little guy. Is he listed in the program?
Yes, 5'7".
5'7".
A junior.
That is generous, I think. He's their leading scorer, and he's a great shooter, great competitor. And he swishes them both. That's 16 points on the night. Little guy gets his points, gets open. And the ball knocked away by McKee. He goes crashing into the stands here. I hope there's any fans in that spot. I hope they're okay.
I think it was right where the aisle is.
Oh, right in the aisle. Ouch. That's not good, but he came up not holding his hand or anything, so it looks like he's okay. Christian Hansen across the timeline. Guarded by Santiago right over the top of him, off to Cole Norberg. Norberg with the baseline drive, shot, no, rebound, Herb inside there. 29 seconds to go. McKee with it, back to Santiago. Santiago in the backcourt, and he's fouled by Snyder.
And that'll be the 10th team foul on the Vikings, so he'll be shooting 2.
Number 23, Alex Schneider, his second.
Santiago just got done making 2. That's why they got him the ball. Their leader in a lot of offensive categories. 23.4 seconds remaining, and he swishes another. Vikings resorting to what they need to do, and that's foul and make the other team shoot free throws, and they're taking care of business down the stretch. Christian Hansen on the dribble across the timeline. It goes over to Britton Hawk, his 3, missing. Rebound Snyder up and good. Alex Snyder with a basket, his first basket of the ball game. 30-44 with 13.9 seconds to go. So it's all over but the final score. Can't score 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. And speaking of which, what's your pick for the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I say one of the 2 teams is going to win.
That'll be for sure.
Other than that, I don't know.
You are exactly right. One team will win.
Well, I can tell you the score of the game before it starts.
Oh, yeah?
0-0.
There you go. That is the score before the start of the game. That is exactly right. Man, Daryl, you're 2 for 2 tonight.
Doing good. Don't ask any more questions. I don't want to ruin my average.
Oh, Super Bowl Sunday, 5:30, 40, somewhere in there, kickoff. Baltimore Ravens against the San Francisco 49ers, and both teams are obviously playing well. And even on the expert picks, the sports writers, it's kind of a toss-up. They both can come up with good reasons why each team can win, and we'll see how it goes. I get it into Santiago, and he's fouled right away by Alex Snyder. 1 second goes off the clock. 30-44, Halstead with the lead.
Alex Schneider is third on the line, number 20, Anthony Santiago.
And Santiago at the free throw line for 2 more free throws. He is 5 of 5. Devin Erb was 2 of 2. Blake Bowling missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Maybe this is why this guy gets so many points. He's their Iceman down the stretch. He's 6 of 6. Down the stretch, 46-30. Snyder with it outside, off to Britton Hawk. Hawk to Snyder. Lost the handle, turnover, and that'll do it. Our final score from Smoky Valley. Halstead comes up with a 46-30 victory. We'll be back to wrap this one up for you after this timeout.
In a half hour, it will be over by 11:30. Parents are not.
Bennington State Bank has been providing quality banking services to its customers for over 120 years. Why Bennington State Bank? Because they're locally owned and operated, meaning loan decisions are made right here in central Kansas. Recently awarded a 5-star rating by Bauer Financial, Bennington State Bank is a leader in emerging technology and innovation. Bennington State Bank is team-oriented, designed so that every employee can actively engage with customers in meeting their...
You were wrong on the who they play. They're going to be in Winfield this Saturday.
Oh, that's right. They're in Winfield.
And what's the game on Tuesday? Monday.
Did I say Monday?
On the schedule, there is a Monday game.
Whose schedule?
Our schedule.
High school schedule?
No, for the college.
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. Has an M by it, so I don't know.
Really? Well, they could sneak a men's game in there, at home or away.
I don't know.
Okay, well.
I'm trying to look on the schedule, but there's no 4.
Really? Oh, really?
See if anything is
Can't tell you. Don't know.
All right. I can't really find it. So.
Okay.
All right.
You'll have to talk to James. Okay.
All right.
Improvement project, a good working skid steer loader is a must. So bring your equipment to Bobcat of Salina. And remember, they can service other brands of skid steer loaders besides Bobcat equipment. Simply call, ask for Keno, and he'll get your equipment in. For skid steer service, it's Bobcat of Salina on Diamond Drive, just north of 9th and I-70.
This Smoky Valley broadcast is made possible in part by Bethany Home, Boyd Accounting, People's Bank and Trust, Old Stuga, Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas, Bennington State Bank. Thank you for supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings.
Nope, not at all.
This is the Bennington State Bank postgame show. Analysis from tonight's game, scores from around the league, and a chat with the coach.